Have you ever really stopped to wonder what's going on under the hood? What's the real force that gets you out of bed in the morning, makes you chase a crazy dream, or makes you fall in love? Well, let's dive into that, because the answer is probably not at all what you've been taught to think.
See, we love to think of ourselves as these highly rational beings, right? Like we're walking supercomputers, logically weighing the pros and cons to make the best possible choice. But what if that whole self-image, that entire idea, is based on a massive misunderstanding of how we actually operate? So for this explainer, we are diving deep into the incredible work of Dr. Michael Lukens. He's a clinical psychologist with over 30 years of experience, and these insights come from his absolutely massive 3-volume book, The Physics of Emotioning. The first volume is out and the next 2 are on the way, and believe me, it is a profound look at the very forces that govern our lives.
And Dr. Lukens doesn't waste any time. He gets right to it with this statement. The entire idea that we can operate on pure, cold, unemotional reason, he says it's just false. And that right there sets the stage for a completely new way of understanding who we are.
So why is that computer metaphor so wrong? Well, think about it. A computer has to be programmed. It just sits there waiting for instructions. We don't. A computer is given a purpose from the outside, but our purpose, our drive, it emerges from within. A computer can fake caring, but as living, breathing systems, we genuinely care. The key takeaway is this. We are always, and I mean always, already up to something.
Okay, so if pure reason isn't in the driver's seat, then what is? If we're not just calculating machines, what's the real engine that's powering all of our actions, our biggest dreams, and our deepest desires?
And the answer, according to Dr. Lukens, is this process he calls emotioning. Now, this isn't just about feeling happy or sad. Emotioning is the core motivational force behind literally everything we choose to do. It's the master. And logic? Logic is a powerful servant, but a servant nonetheless. And this distinction is just brilliant. Logic is an amazing tool, right? It can help us figure out how to build a house or what stocks to buy. But logic, on its own, can never, ever tell us why we should even bother building that house or wanting a future in the first place. That why bother question, that's the exclusive job of emotioning.
Now this is where it gets really fascinating. Dr. Lukens breaks it all down into this simple but incredibly powerful formula. Emotion is a function of the meaning we assign to an experience. So it's not the event itself that creates our feelings, it's the meaning we give to that event.
He tells this perfect little story to make it crystal clear. At his son's 2nd birthday, the restaurant staff came out singing happy birthday really loudly. At first, the little boy was completely terrified. But just a few seconds later, as he figured out what was happening, that terror instantly flipped to pure joy. The singing didn't change one bit, but the meaning he assigned to it changed everything. That right there is E equals F of ma in action.
And of course, this leads us to the next huge question. If the meaning we assign to everything is what runs our entire emotional and motivational world, well, where in the world does that meaning even come from?
This classic M.C. Escher piece is the perfect visual for the answer. It's a concept called circular organization. Think about it. We are like the hand that is in the process of drawing the very hand that is drawing it. We are actively creating the reality that in this crazy recursive loop turns right back around and creates us.
So here's the mind-blowing takeaway. We are not just passive observers taking in some objective outside world. No, each and every one of us is an active architect building our own unique, personal, meaningful world. You could say we each live in our very own multiverse.
This quote just nails it. We see the world in terms of cause and effect. A leads to B, not because the universe is necessarily built that way, but because we are built to see it that way. Our own internal structure projects that pattern onto everything.
And this is a really wild idea. Our nervous systems are what's called informationally closed. We don't just soak up data from the world like a sponge or a computer. Instead, we take in all these ambiguous signals from our environment, and our own bodies transform them into something meaningful. We're not data processors. We are meaning generators.
Dr. Lukens uses this beautiful metaphor to describe our personal world. It's like a tapestry. Every one of us is weaving this fabric of meaning, moment by moment. For some, that tapestry might be this gorgeous, majestic, tightly woven masterpiece. For others, it might be a little more ragtag and frayed, maybe with some holes in it. But either way, we are all weavers.
Okay, but wait, this brings up a massive problem, right? If we're all living in our own private, self-made multiverses, how do we ever truly connect with each other? What's the bridge between all these separate realities? And, even more importantly, what is the force that allowed a species like ours to survive in the first place?
And the answer is a concept Dr. Lukens calls committed benevolent interest, or CBI for short. He defines this as the very essence of pure love, and he calls it a meta-emotion. It's this deep foundational commitment to the well-being of another person. It's a constant force that holds steady over time, even when circumstances change.
Now, to really get why CBI is so unbelievably important, you just have to look at our own biology. Human babies are born completely helpless. I mean, compared to any other animal on the planet, we have the longest and most demanding period of total dependency. It goes on for years.
So the billion-dollar question is, how on earth did we make it? I mean, from a purely evolutionary perspective, that kind of vulnerability looks like a huge disadvantage. What was our secret weapon?
And here it is. This is the payoff. Our species survived precisely because we evolved a parallel capacity for love, for CBI, that was strong enough to meet that incredible challenge. Love isn't just some fluffy feeling. It's our evolutionary superpower. It is, as Dr. Lukens puts it, quite literally, our saving grace.
CBI is the foundation for our ability to connect. It's where compassion comes from. It's that willingness to co-suffer with the people we care about. It is the navigational tool that lets us actually build a bridge between our separate multiverses and truly connect with the inner world of another person. But of course, there's a dark side. The opposite of CBI is something called CMI, committed malevolent interest. And this is basically contempt. It's the force that destroys connection, that isolates us, and that ultimately locks us into a bitter, loveless world that we ourselves have created.
So let's just quickly recap the big ideas here. First, you are not a thinking machine. You are an emotioning being, driven by the meaning you create. Second, you are the active creator of your own personal reality. And finally, our capacity for love, for committed, benevolent interest, isn't just a nice idea, it's the evolutionary adaptation that saved our species.
And that leaves us with one last really powerful thought to carry with us. If we truly accept that our worlds are built not by cold logic, but by the meaning we create through emotioning, and if we understand that our greatest superpower as a species is our capacity for love, what kind of world will we, together, choose to build with it?